So you've invested in gold. You love watching its value climb, right? But there's this little thing called capital gains tax that can swoop in and take a big bite out of your profit. Well, today we're going to show you exactly how to legally shield your gold investments from that tax.
And just before we jump in, I want to give a quick shout out to the team who made this all possible. This whole discussion has been put together by the experts at My Tax Accountant. There are guides today helping us navigate the rules to make sure your investments are as tax efficient as they can be.
Just look at that number, 20%. Imagine a fifth of your hard-earned profits just gone. For a lot of gold investors, that's the reality. But what if I told you it doesn't have to be? Not even close. Okay, so here's our game plan. First, we'll get to grips with what we're up against, what capital gains tax actually is. Then, I'm going to let you in on the big secret to tax-free gold. We'll even meet the specific coins that make it all possible. After that, we'll talk strategy for any other gold you might own, walk through a real-life example, and then point you in the right direction to get expert help. Right, let's get into it. Before you can beat the tax, you've got to understand the tax. So this first part is all about the basics, what capital gains tax is and how it affects your gold. So what on earth is capital gains tax, or CGT? It's actually pretty simple. It's just a tax on the profit you make. So let's say you buy some gold for 10 grand, and a few years down the line, you sell it for 15. You've made a £5,000 profit, or a capital gain. HMRC taxes you on that £5,000 gain, not the whole £15,000. And this applies to loads of things, property, shares, and, you guessed it, most types of gold.
Okay, let's talk numbers for this tax here. Everyone, and I mean everyone, gets a £3,000 tax-free allowance each year. So the first 3 grand of profit you make is all yours. No tax. But anything you make above that gets hit. If you're a basic rate taxpayer, you'll pay 10%. If you're a higher rate taxpayer, that jumps to 20%. And you know, this allowance used to be way higher. Now that it's down to just £3,000, planning ahead is absolutely critical.
Which, of course, brings us to the big question, doesn't it? Is there a completely legal, HMRC-approved way to make a tidy profit on gold and pay literally nothing in tax? The answer is a huge yes. Stay with me. The next point might surprise you. And here it is. This is the part you've been waiting for. We are diving straight into the most powerful, most straightforward way to completely wipe out capital gains tax on your gold. The secret is almost ridiculously simple. Invest in British legal tender coins. You see, because these coins are officially considered currency, just like the coins in your wallet, HMRC says any profit you make from selling them is completely exempt from capital gains tax. It doesn't matter if you make £5,000 or £500,000 in profit. If it's from these specific coins, your tax bill is zero. Zilch. Okay, so you're probably asking, which coins are we talking about? Let's meet these tax-free heroes. Knowing exactly which ones qualify is the key to unlocking this incredible tax break. First up, we have the absolute classic, the iconic gold sovereign. The Royal Mint has been making these for over 200 years. It's one of the most famous and trusted gold coins on the planet, and it's that official UK legal tender status that gives it its CGT-free superpower. It's more than an investment, it's a piece of British history that also saves you a ton of tax. Next is the gorgeous Britannia coin. This one's a modern classic, first appearing in 1987. It comes in different sizes too, which is great because it makes it accessible no matter your budget. And here's a fantastic little bonus tip. It's not just for gold. The silver Britannia coins are also completely free from capital gains tax. They're super popular, which means they're easy to buy and sell, making them a brilliant, flexible choice. And for those of you who like a bit of flair with your investments, you have to check out the modern series, like the Queen's Beasts and the Tudor Beasts. These coins are just stunning, featuring all these cool heraldic creatures from British royal history. And the best part? Because they're made by the Royal Mint in our official legal tender, they also get that amazing CGT exemption. Now, here is a pro tip, and this is really, really important. This whole tax break lives or dies on one simple fact. The coin must be a genuine Royal Mint product with legal tender status. Always, always buy from a reputable dealer. It's a simple check that can save you from a nasty tax surprise down the road. Okay, so investing in those coins is the simplest route. But what if you already own gold bars, or foreign coins, or maybe some gold ETFs? Don't panic. There are still some really smart things you can do. That's not all. Here's where most people go wrong.
They just assume a big tax bill is unavoidable. It's not. The first play is to use that annual allowance cleverly. Let's say you're sitting on a £9,000 profit. Don't sell it all in one go. Instead, sell a third of it this tax year. That's a £3,000 profit, which is completely covered by your allowance. Then you wait until after April 6th when the new tax year starts, and you sell another third. Do that for 3 years, and you've just turned a taxable gain into a completely tax-free one. Now, this next strategy is a real game changer for couples. You can transfer assets between spouses or civil partners without any tax implications. So you can gift half of your gold to your partner. And just like that, you don't have one £3,000 allowance anymore, you have two. Your combined tax-free allowance is now $6,000 a year. A £5,000 profit that would have cost you tax suddenly becomes completely tax-free. It's that simple. And we're not done yet. There are even more tools in the box. Did you lose money on some shares? Well, you can use that loss to cancel out your gain on gold. You could also hold things like gold ETFs inside a tax-free wrapper, like a stocks and shares ISA or a SIP. And, I can't say this enough, keep good records. Know what you bought, when you bought it, and how much you paid. So, the crucial point is, planning is everything. Okay, theory is great, but let's see how this all works in the real world. This example brilliantly shows the difference professional advice can make. Let's look at a case study that really brings home the financial impact of doing this right. Let's meet Sarah. She's a freelancer living in London. A while back, she bought some gold bars, and she's done really well. She's now sitting on a nice £20,000 profit. She decides it's time to cash in. Now, in scenario 1, Sarah does zero planning. She just sells all the gold bars at once. She uses her £3,000 allowance, leaving her with a taxable profit of £17,000. But in scenario 2, she gets smart. She calls my tax accountant. We help her use the strategies we just talked about, spreading the sales over a couple of tax years and transferring half the ownership to her partner to use their allowance too. And here's the bottom line. It is staggering. With no planning, assuming she's a higher rate taxpayer, Sarah gets a tax bill for £3,400. That's 20% of her £17,000 taxable gain. With smart planning, her tax bill is zero. She gets to keep the entire £20,000 profit. That is £3,400 right back in her pocket, all thanks to some good advice. Phew, we have covered a lot of ground today, from the tax basics to exempt coins and clever strategies. So what's your next move? Let's talk about that now. Let's quickly boil this all down. Number 1, the easiest way to pay zero tax is to invest in British legal tender coins. Simple. For any other gold, be smart. Use your $3,000 allowance, spread out your sales, and if you're in a couple, double up your allowance to $6,000. And whatever you do, keep those records squeaky clean.
Look, as we saw with Sarah, the right advice isn't just helpful, it can save you thousands. Everyone's situation is different, and getting a personalized plan is the absolute best way to make sure you're taking advantage of every single tax-saving trick in the book. Don't leave your profits to chance. If you have questions or want to build a tax-smart strategy for your own investments, get in touch with the team here at My Tax Accountant. You can ping them on WhatsApp or call on 07854 255 375, or just drop an email to info@mytaxaccountant.co.uk. And hey, for more tips like this, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thanks so much for joining me.